Happy Sunday, friends. I'm deciding to try this out about doing usually what I used to do on Tuesdays, which was a Tuesday night collective Zodiac readings. I'm trying to do it on a Sunday, see if I like that mindset and energy right now. So I'm going to finish setting a couple of things up and then we're going to get started. How's everyone's Sunday night going? I hope everyone's doing well. So usually this would happen on Tuesday nights, but lately Tuesday nights have been kind of Tuesdays have been a busy day. That's when I do a lot of like my bulk content creation for multiple different platforms. So by the end of the evening, I'm usually gassed out. So Ethan has some lesson planning to do, and I thought, you know what? Let's try this out tonight. And see whether I like it doing it live based or any sort of like pre-recording aspect of it. But we're doing free collective Zodiac based readings. How this is going to work, all you have to do is, put some fun comments, like, share. This is just maybe a chit chat, no list, sit back, relax. We're not doing paid readings. This is my free collective based Zodiac reading. We start with the sign that it is in season, and then we go around the wheel in cyclical order from there. So we're going to start with Aries and end with Pisces. This is kind of maybe what you need to know and a look at the week ahead. So sit back, relax, resonate. Let's have a fun little kiki and chit chat. If you do want to get a paid reading, my private sessions, both at home and at Namaste Bookshop, are linked, but this is free collective readings. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, where are my Aries at? Aries to the front and center. Little 3-card reading, a little what, why, and how situation for my Aries and things about what you might need to know about the week ahead. All right, hold on a second. Playing around with different angles, but then I can't see the comments that are coming through. All right. Don't mind me if I look like I'm all over the place. I am streaming on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I need that, Tyler Gordon. Saving the best for last. And Pisces, we just got out of Pisces season, so womp womp. All right, Aries, let's get into it. All right, Aries. Aries, the Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Chariot. We have some boundaries that need to be enforced. The Queen of Swords is about enforcing these boundaries. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's not the sword, right? The tool that's going to hurt. It's actually our knowledge and wisdom here that we have to use when it comes to setting these boundaries. So know that if we need to set some boundaries, we have to look at our world and what we're going to tolerate happening around us. And that's going to come from the Hanged Man, this perspective of like looking at things differently, surrendering to the uncomfortable, being kind of in this place, walking a mile in somebody else's shoes. All these cliches about looking at things differently apply to the Hanged Man. But it is this kind of yeah, we're going to be uncomfortable, but we're going to enjoy it. It's going to give us back our peace of mind, really is what it is, right? Because we have the Chariot as the answer. We are clearing the way and looking at things differently so that we can set the course for our own destination. The Chariot is about the victories and propulsions. Where are you planning to go? Right? This internal drive that we feel is moving us forward and connecting us to these environments, new goals, new aspirations, kind of just this perspective of going after it. But we have to communicate about it, look at things differently, and set the course. Aries, that was the Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Chariot for you. Resonation station? I hope so. All right, Taurus. Taurus is up. Also, if you just have regular conversation questions, not tarot reading based, I have a large collection of tarot decks. So if you feel like asking any tarot deck questions, feel free to put those in the comments section. Taurus. Taurus is up. Hi there, friends. Welcome in. All right, Taurus. What are we talking about? Taking things slow and steady, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Judgment is here for my Taurus. Listen, Taurus, whatever we're going through is going to take its time. We are dedicated to understanding what it is we are growing. What are we cultivating? And it helps too, that this knight in tarot is the slowest, but having this knight be in a wheelchair is really showing that even though it's slow and steady, they are 100% dedicated to the craft in which they are trying to grow and cultivate. But we got to make some big moves here, right? It's giving that, yes, it's slow and steady, but it's making strategic, big, bold moves to keep us moving forward. The Knight of Wands is over the top, theatrical. They make moves, whether it's right or wrong, that doesn't matter to them because they know that the universe will course correct if they feel that it wasn't the right step for us. So of the King of Wands, wrong and strong is better than nothing at all because we have hit the crossroads. We have hit the limit of our box, Judgment here. That crossroads and the intersection between manifestations and reality has happened. That's what a cross is. And so we have to look outside the confines of our box and how we're going to step up and rise to this new occasion. Maybe, Taurus, it's no longer time to sit idly by and let things go as we're kind of used to. Maybe it's time to take charge, take action, and look outside the box to get what you need and deserve. Taurus, that was the Knight of Coins, the King of Wands, and Judgment. Hi, friends. Tarot is more along the lines of tool of a psychological understanding, doesn't really predict the future. My husband lovingly calls me the tarot therapist, right? It is a hindsight and a tool to look for you to get better insight and deeper wisdom. So will or won't is not the best questions for tarot. If you feel like somebody is cheating, ask them or trust your intuition. We don't do shoulds in this household. Shoulds is just the word could with shame attached to it. But sit back, resonate for your sun, your moon, your rising. Maybe you'll get and hear the answers that you need. This is collective Zodiac-based readings. We start with the sign that's in season and go around the wheel in order from there. If you missed your sign, we've only done Aries and Taurus. You can catch the replay over on Instagram or YouTube when the live is finished. Gemini, you are up. Also, the wills and won'ts, the universe wants you to take action for things. You can ask for it. You can shout it out to the universe, because that's also what manifestation is. It's belief plus action equals these manifestations. So if you want something, go out and get it for yourself. Don't wait for the universe to provide it, because you are one and the same with the universe. Yes, absolutely. Bam. Coming from my good friend, Official Madam Adam. All right, Gemini, what are we talking about? Gemini, the Page of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, Gemini, I know that we have two faces, and so we're probably questioning what one face did and the other one didn't. Or we're questioning, like, did that hookup go right? But the Page of Wands is that fiery inspiration, that trying again aspect here. But having this kind of lightly tainted with the Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords here, it's like we tried to light that fire again, Gemini, and it didn't go the way we thought it to. Somebody either like pissed on our Cheerios and put our fire out, and we're wondering why they did that, right? We're losing sleep over what happened, just because all you can control in life is how you react to things, not why people do things, right? No one has to rise to your standards, anything at all. But we tried something. So first and foremost, Gemini, I'm proud of you for trying again, right? That relighting that match because you felt inspired to. Congratulations. Now, that Five of Swords is that idea here of, okay, were our intentions the best for why it happened? Or did somebody else come and stomp on our fire? There's no winners and there's no losers. There's just this understanding of actions. The fives are never pretty in tarot because they are the test of a foundation, right? So Gemini, you tried again. You hit the limit, because failure is just the first attempt in learning, right? So we get to try again. But don't lose sleep over it. The Nine of Swords is this action that we are going to lose sleep over the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the maybes, right? You have no control. All you can control is yourself. So worrying about what the universe has to take hold of or do or move for you doesn't help. Now, if you are worried or stressed or kind of can't sleep at night, I like to grab my phone or my journal, or, Adam likes to video diary it, but get it out of your head. Put pen to paper. Get it out of your head so it's not rattling around here. We have so much going on in here that we don't need to be feeling this energy here. This Nine of Swords of like, overwhelming and feeling like what's going on in the middle of the night. So Gemini, keep looking to how you light that match. And sometimes people don't like you lighting your blaze because it shines light on them and their insecurities. So they might lash out. What they choose to do is none of your business. So don't lose sleep over that at the end of the day, because you do what exactly is needed for you. Gemini, Page of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Resonation station, my friends? I hope so. I used to do these types of readings on Tuesday nights, but I wanted to try it on a Sunday night. Pop-Tart, you are more than welcome to ask a question as long as it is not about getting a reading, right? If you have questions about tarot, my practice, who I am, my background, sure. But if it's like, will Paul come back to me? I'm not doing those. And that's not what tarot is for. All right, Cancer. Best travel size oracle deck, in my opinion. Okay, oracles are really hard because they are really one standard size. But I think one that might travel well is the Arcana Folia, because it's circular, right? And it's nice and compact in this little box. Or Weezer or Red Wheel Publishing has these little ones. This is Memento Mori, which is a cute little remember to live type oracle. All right, Cancer, you are up. Let's see what Cancer has got going on. Cancers, what are we talking about? Ooh, the voluptuousness of ourselves, our intuition, maybe even a little love and romance here, factoring in here. But Cancer, we have got the World, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Maybe this is an understanding of a coming together between mother and son, right? Because it is the court of mother and son energy. This new chapter, regardless, Cancer, right? The world, endings and new beginnings are here for us. We've gone on this adventure, right? We get to write the epilogue and close the book and get ready for something new. But this is coming full circle. I haven't done Virgo yet. It's coming up, my friend, right? Cancer, this is coming full circle for us. And this understanding that it's going to be kind of a celebration and we're going to be a full body experience of what it is to be here right now. But we get to trust our intuition. We get to trust that we are nurturing, kind, and caring. Caveat with the Queen, though, is that we can flood, right? We can flood ourselves and others with this overbearing emotional weight. So be mindful that, yes, we give graciously here and trust and create and make art, but don't go overboard in it, right? We can also be feeling this passive urge to just let things flow, right? And move through gracefully as we deal with the Knight of Cups. Now, in tarot, the Knight of Cups is looked as Prince Charming, but they could give two rat's asses about who the love is for, because the love is for themselves, right? And this specific deck, I love to think that we can love and guide and lead the horse to water, but we can't make it drink, right? If it is not right for us. So this water doesn't look sanitary to me. So my Cancers, this is a time to see the big picture coming to an end and enjoying the final moments before we kind of step through that portal and become the fool again to learn and go on a new adventure. In the meantime, trust your intuition, create and make the art that you need to feel that connection to the end of this chapter, but do what is loving, fulfilling, and kind for yourself, because when you love on yourself, that's when things start to come back to you. Cancers, that was the World, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. All right, we have done 4 out of the 12 zodiac signs. If you've missed your sign, we started with Aries and we're going around in order around the zodiac wheel. If you miss your sign, all you got to do is catch the replay over on Instagram or YouTube when I am done. All right, Leos. Leos are up. Oh, whoop. That was just a Barney jumping through. Leos, we are talking about the 2 of Pentacles, our balance. The 4 of Cups, our emotional need to put ourselves first. And the 3 of Cups, which is about friendship. Listen, I know spring break for some people is right around the corner, so that must resonate real hard with what's coming up. But my Leos, we are juggling and handling things beautifully. The 2 of Coins is about engaging our core and handling beautiful, the everyday to-day bullshit, right? And this notion that whatever the world and the circus of life is thrown at you, you've got it. And you're understanding the flow of where our financial needs, where our grounding, where our footing is beautifully. Mwah, chef's kiss, kudos to you. Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this ebb and flow of life right now? It's because we have the Four of Cups. We are probably waking up to our own emotional needs. Yeah, we are bored a little bit. We're idly going, oh God, everyone else is getting good shit, but what you're not doing is looking up and looking at the good stuff that's here for you. The Four of Cups is that saying, if you have flown on a plane, 4 oxygen masks are going to fall from the ceiling. Put yours on first before you help anyone else. Help yourself first. It's not selfish, right? We got to take care of ourselves to help take care of other people. It also shows people what they can and cannot do around you. And no is a full sentence. But spend time with those who love and support you, the Three of Cups. This is a time for celebration, to lift yourselves up with only the people who actually give a crap about you. These people are your ride or dies, the people who you can communicate and share anything with. They are going to support you, even if the ideas are a little cuckoo, right? Miss Amores cuckoo. So, my Leos, the Two of Pentacles, remember your balance. Remember your footing. You've got this. Wake up. Put yourselves first. And stop worrying about what Tom, Dick, or Harry has to say, feel, or think, right? And spend time with those who actually want to celebrate you, the Three of Cups. Absolutely right, Comet. Again, Two of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Three of Cups for my fiery Leos. All right. Virgos front and center to the dais for your weekly lashings. Also, don't forget, friends, if you would like to book a private session with me, all you have to do is head to tylermccomb.com or the link tree in my bio. My personal website and private readings, which are done over Zoom, are available and open, but also my bookings for Namaste Bookshop, whether in person or over the phone, are also available. If you are in New York City, come say hi to me in person at the Crystal Shop or the bookshop. We can talk tarot, have readings, and have a grand, gay old time. All right, Virgos, what are we talking about? Virgos, I want you to get out of your own way. First and foremost, we're talking about the Page of Coins, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Coins. Okay, so the only thing that's blocking our abundance, our confidence, and our ability to get on with kind of this growth of what we want is ourselves. I'm sorry to say it, Virgos. The Eight of Swords is we are letting that ego and inner saboteur. We are playing victim and making excuses. Why are we procrastinating? When we have the ability to plant new seeds of growth and opportunity for ourselves because we've done the learning. We might be a small fish in a big pond, but we deserve to be here. Absolutely, Comet. But sometimes, Virgos, we need to fake it till we make it. The Nine of Pentacles is this air of confidence. Confidence, not cocky, right? This confidence that is needed to help us move forward. And it comes from the understanding of who we are and what we have done to grow in our alone time. Because the nines fall under the Hermit, which is constructive alone time to light our lantern to move through the world. Yes? Yes. Why yes? So Virgos, we have the ability, the new opportunities to understand our earth, air, fire, water, spirit, because that's what a pentacle is. It's the culmination of who we are. It's also the ability to have tangible things of growth. Comet, go give this to daddy. because we've learned some new stuff about ourselves, but don't let our growth get in the way, right? We've grown and evolved, and maybe it's our ego coming back because we've stepped out into new territory. And when the ego gets scared of new growth and change, it tries to go, wait, and get its claws back into you. But when we lead with our own confidence and knowing the work that we've done, we'll feel it. We'll get back into it. I saw a video, Virgo, on the grand old interwebs that said, why is it always when I need to motivate myself, it's an I can do it, I am powerful. But when it's otherwise something else, when I'm trying something new, it's a you can't do this, you're not going to succeed. When that you comes in, that's not you, that's your ego. When the you comes in and starts saying the negative stuff that you're no good, right? When you're in your alone conversations, that's the ego. I like to call mine Arthur, and I like to tell it to go sit in the corner because I ain't got time for this. So Virgo, Page of Coins, Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. Also, at the end of the day, Virgo, I'm proud of you and you can do it. You've done hard things. Remember that the trying is the succeeding and that you are a success in progress, not a work in progress. All right, Libras. All right, Libra. What are we talking about? Libra, if we don't trust our intuition and put something down, we're going to end up in a tower moment. The High Priestess, the Ten of Wands, and the Tower. Libra, if we do not lighten the load and try to see the forest through the trees right now, the Ten of Wands, yeah, it's abundance. It's great. It's getting the stress, the anxiety, the workout, the burnout, because we're doing all the things. Hey, DM, we just did Leo a little bit ago, but the live is going to be replayed over on my Instagram and my YouTube channel, so you can always go back and rewatch it. Libra, we're getting what we want, but we're carrying stuff that is slowing us down. Put it down. Put the things that don't work now away. Put it in storage. Put it somewhere else. And you probably already feel this call. The High Priestess is our gut intuition. It's the notion of what it means to read tarot or be spiritual or study any sort of spiritual text or practices. You've probably felt these echoes of like, hey, the dam's going to break. Maybe I need to be the one that's going to break it. Otherwise, if we don't break it ourselves, the universe is going to do it for us. The Tower is either the energies are twofold. One is that the universe comes in and says, screw you, and knocks everything up because you ignored the warning signs and you decided not to recultivate and tear down old structures, habits, cycles, and so the universe does it for you. Or on a more lighter note, Libra, it's like in horse racing, horses run with blinders so they don't see the competition on the other side so they can stay focused. We've probably been so hyper-focused that the universe needs to come and take those blinders off so you can see that you've gotten off course. So, Libra, trust your intuition right now. Listen to the gut or the hairs that stand up on the back of your head. My intuition, if I hear something 3 times, then I know it's my intuition. If there's any sort of other hesitation, it's not correct, right? So, but this Ten of Wands says that we are carrying too much. Put something down. Yeah, I know you're getting everything that you want, but you're carrying stuff that's going to slow you down. And if we don't slow down somehow, we're going to burn out and have a moment of kind of chaos and destruction. So, Libra, find your balance again, because that's probably what this has to deal with. Again, Libra, High Priestess, Ten of Wands, the Tower. Oh, silly AI discussing tarot cards for Mercury retrograde. Babe, we've been out of Mercury retrograde, and thankfully so. Even though we feel like we're babies learning how to walk again, because there's always a 3-week period after retrograde that we have to learn to walk again. It's over. All right, Scorpios are up. Scorpio, yeah, that fiery start again, that Ace of Wands. You strike that match a lot, don't you, Scorpios? Wherever your fire and passion go, it there too leads. Scorpio, I feel like we, because I am a Scorpio, we are the most fiery of the water signs, only because we can come out on dry land and dry off. So yeah, we are constantly kind of burning. And so great. Follow that inspiration, but be careful not to spark and burn yourself out. Make sure you are tending to that fire responsibly, Scorpio. And what that might mean is a little bit of a pause and a reflection. The 7 of Pentacles. What works and what doesn't work? This is the Comet. I'm trying to work so you can get snacks. Like, you're distracting me. Scorpio, yes, the fire is burning, but this is the time and opportunity for us to see what work needs to be done, what crop that is still growing is actually good for us, and do we need to start over again? I love a saying that I got from one of the books that I'm reading, Tarot, The Psychology of the Soul. Yes, that said that the 7 of Pentacles is the moment when we decide who we want to be before we knuckle down and do the work, right? Because the 8 of Pentacles is about doing work, right? But the 7 is going, okay, who is this version that I want to be after I decide to do the work, right? Before we get to the 9 of Pentacles, right? You see how this works here, people? So collaboration is key. Teamwork makes the dream work. 3 of Pentacles. Who are you collaborating with, Scorpios? Who are you delegating responsibilities to? Who are you help lighting the load so that you can get the stuff done that you want, right? This, I was thinking, right? This, my hope and dream is to grow my YouTube channel to 1,000 followers this year. I wanted to find more content. So, right, the live gets people to go back and view and watch. But I had to delegate, right? My husband had to do some work, so I decided to take this time to do it. Find the time, right? But Scorpios, Ace of Wands, strike that match. 7 of Pentacles, pause, see how far you've come and where you are going. And going forward might need a little 3 of Pentacles teamwork to help make the dream work. Comet is getting his dinner right now. Ours is on its way. So he's very excited to eat, and so am I. All right. Sagittarius is, speaking of food. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, 7 of Swords. Whether you are lying to yourself or others are lying to you, you need to figure out where the deception lies. Are people taking from you, or are you taking on too much responsibility for yourself? One way or another, somebody or someone is going to get caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Now, feeling emotional during this process is okay. This might be a cathartic moment. Sometimes we got to get caught so that we can feel again here. But the Ace of Cups is this new emotional journey that we can kind of feel everything again to our earth, air, fire, and water. In the RWS, Pamela Coleman Smith, she has 5 streams coming out of the cup. And to me, that represents the 5 elements to ourselves, right? So trust the emotional process as you suss out wherever the deception lies for us. But know that we might hit a wall. It's uncomfortable. We might get shut out. But when we trust our intuition, Sagittarius, it's also giving that like we might need to cut some people off because they're taking too much from us. And while that is uncomfortable, down the line, we are going to feel stronger for it. And there's other people who have had to do the same thing. So you're not alone going through this process. So maybe find that loyal friend to kind of help you go through this. But know that we are clearing out and trying to really find who's on our side, right? Who really has the thoughts, words, and actions that help us feel that we can speak open, honest, and direct. We're going to feel a lot, and that is okay. The aces are like carrying an umbrella when it might rain. You're prepared for all aspects, but maybe you don't need it. But just remember that when we test the foundations of our strength, whether that is tangibly, monetarily, or growth-wise, sometimes we have to see where doors get closed and another window opens somewhere else. Sagittarius, it's the 7 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. All right, 3 more, and then I'm going to go have dinner. Capricorn is up. Capricorn, what are we talking about today? Defending our emotions, having a little spontaneity and whimsy, and getting what we want, but not resting on our laurels. Capricorn, the Page of Cups is here saying that we need to be a little bit spontaneous. We need to be a little bit creative and let that energy flow. The Page of Wands, or the Page of Cups, feels as if she has kind of, no, I would put Joe as a sword. Never mind. I was thinking of Joe from Little Women, but that is not necessarily true. She is definitely in the swords category. You could also call the Page of Cups maybe Christian from Moulin Rouge. But this is this notion that like we're letting things just creatively spill out from us because we can't hold it in anymore. But we got to defend it, right? The Knight of Swords is like, yes, I'm being an artsy fartsy, but then we got to talk. We got to act about it. We got to fight for it. We got to like, when people are saying that they don't like your art, then well, like, cool. They don't have to like your art. This is your art. This is your creation, right? Capricorns, these are the things that we will defend. We will defend the things that bring us joy the most. Now, we're getting that happiness, the 10 of Cups here, but the 10 of Cups to me is, it's happy, but then we're like, okay, but what else? What more can I get? Right? It's like, yeah, we're getting what we want, but you forget that you are allowed to continue to ask for more. You forget that you don't have to stop once you get what you want. You can enjoy it. Absolutely. Enjoy your happiness. That's not what I'm saying. But don't get content, right? This is the moment when we try to bottle up and remember that happiness because we know life will constantly throw us curveballs. So enjoy this happiness. Remember this feeling so that way when you need it for another moment to remind you why you started doing what you're doing, you'll have these opportunities, right? It's like the Page of Cups fuels the 10 of Cups, but the 10 of Cups also reminds us why we have the Page of Cups. And this is the logic between the two. Remember that these two things happen simultaneously. So Capricorn, have a little whimsy, have a little fun. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Remember to fight for that happiness because that happiness is on the way. 10 of Cups. And remember, when we manifest how we want that. When we manifest, We manifest how having said item or thing is going to make us feel, not the item itself, right? I always say this when clients come in to get a love and relationship reading, right? We don't manifest somebody tall, dark, and handsome, because the universe could give you somebody tall, dark, and handsome, but they might be a little bit of a narcissist or abusive, right? It's not the version. So we manifest how we want said person to make us feel and then work backwards, right? Manifestation to me is working backwards. All right. Aquarius is up. Aquarius, it's the dawn. What are we talking about? Interesting. I don't necessarily have inversions, but that emperor came right upside down. So my Aquarius, this is twofold. We can either feel that our power is being depleted, that somebody is controlling and having dominance over us, or we could feel like that pendulum is starting to turn back over and that we are starting to finally find our dominance back, but it's that slow bottom point. We've hit the bottom here of our power and control and remembering who we are, but we got to figure out if we're going up or still sticking in it. So this is a moment where you can wake up and remember who you are and whether or not you are giving that power and control away or you're starting to take it back. I think because of the other two cards, which are also major cards, we're starting to get that power back. The Empress is about doing the things that ground us in happiness, in our creativeness, in our feelings of sensuality and expression, that female kind of joy and ecstasy. The Empress is pregnant. She's connected to Mother Earth and Gaia, any of the kind of gods or goddesses about creating and life and birth. We are bringing this energy back to us because it's nurturing, it's kind and caring. And maybe Aquarius, we've decided to go out and touch some grass and kind of like spring has sprung. So we're starting to feel that kind of shift out of seasonal, what is it? Seasonal affective disorder, whatever. Yeah. But we got to find the balance. Temperance is key. We got to mix, right? We got to find that alchemy. We got to find the right concoction to get our power back, right? This emperor needs to find the right kind of ebb and flow, the control, the power, not being overly dominant, but also being kind and caring, right? It's this authentic blend of who you are. And temperance, I like to look at is when we decide to stop wearing hats of like husband, partner, employee, friend, and just start living authentically as yourself. Whatever that is to you, all versions of you, but instead of separating them all, you live them one authentically. And this is coming back to the nurture and to who you are. So Aquarius, it's the emperor, the empress, and temperance. And yeah, okay, Aquarius, we got to find balance in relationships if we are having problems with our significant others, right? Let's call a spade, shall we? Last, but certainly not least, it's Pisces. And then I'm going to go have my dinner. All right, Pisces, what are we talking about there, friends? Pisces, talk about it, be about it, act about it, cut some stuff off. This is a fun page of swords, right? The RWS version, we see that page on the backswing. They're about to strike. This page is wiping off blood from their sword. It wasn't until I was washing the blood off my hands I even knew they were dead. Chicago, anyone? Bueller? But Pisces, how we talk and how we kind of communicate right now, whether or not it's a harsh tongue or not, we've got to kind of be a little bit of a challenge here. You've got a lot to say, good, bad, or indifferent, but you have no means of holding back right now because things are just, this is probably the last straw you have, and all you have is to be open, honest, direct. And so if you're not feeling it, you're going to talk about it, right? But we have the ability to make magic, to manifest. To bring things into reality, you have all the tools on the table you need. So what are you creating? This notion here that when you feel that energetic spark to call out to the universe about the things you need, call out, because otherwise it's going to stay festered inside of you and rot you from the inside out. So put your magic to work. You're powerful. You get things done. And death. Nice knowing you. Womp womp. No, this is the notion that we have the ability to change right now. We are coming out on the other side of whatever this communication and magician energy to find new birth. The death card to me has been a phoenix rising from the ashes, clearing the harvest, clearing the path so that you can start to grow again. Something has ended. A cycle has ended. Like seasons all the time come and go, but we stay diligent through them and grow and cultivate through these things. So my Pisces, understand that death is here to help you understand and clear things out so you can grow. It's gonna suck. It's always abrasive, but we are molting and shedding our skin and finding that new version of us because we are communicating the needs that we need and being open, honest, direct, and using that power to make things into a reality. Again, Page of Swords, the Magician, and the Death card. Friends, that was all 12 Zodiac signs. Thank you so much for being here. My dinner is here and ready, and I am hungry. Maybe we'll do this again next Sunday. This has been a lot of fun, but you know what? Keep an eye out. It might be a little spontaneous because sometimes I feel it and sometimes I don't. If you missed your Zodiac reading, all you got to do is head over to Instagram or YouTube and rewatch the replay, and I'll see you, friends, when I see you. Have a good night and have a great week. Bye-bye, friends. Goodbye.